Boxing Day is a holiday celebrated the day after Christmas Day. Though it originated as a holiday to give gifts to the poor, today Boxing Day is primarily known as a shopping holiday. When is Boxing Day? When Christmas Day passes, the celebration continues in some countries. In the United Kingdom, as well as a number of other countries like Scotland, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, Boxing Day is a bank holiday or public holiday that became official in 1871. Boxing Day is traditionally recognized on December 26, but if that day falls on a Saturday, the celebration moves to the following Monday. If December 26 is a Sunday, Boxing Day is observed on the following Tuesday. Why is it called Boxing Day? The term Boxing Day was first recorded in 1833, but the official origin of the name has never been determined. There are plenty of theories, which include: the name is a reference to holiday gifts. Boxing Day was traditionally a day off for servants and the day when they received a gift from their employer. The servants would also go home on Boxing Day to give gifts to their families. The name is a reference to charity drives. A box to collect money for the poor, traditionally and placed in churches on Christmas Day and opened the next day, or Boxing Day. The name refers to a nautical tradition. When setting sail, ships would carry a sealed box containing money for good luck. If the voyage was a success, the box was given to a priest, opened at Christmas, and the contents then given to the poor. Popular Boxing Day activities. For some people, Boxing Day is a time to spend with family or friends. Many people will gather for meals, spend time outside, or simply relax at home and enjoy the day off. Traditional Boxing Day food includes baked ham, peas pudding, and mince pies with brandy butter, along with a slice of Christmas cake or another dessert. To some extent, Boxing Day is considered a shopping holiday, with stores offering reduced prices for Boxing Day sales, similar to Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving in the United States. Additionally, Boxing Day has recently become synonymous with watching sports. A number of leagues in England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland hold football and rugby matches, while Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa are known for cricket matches on Boxing Day. Other sports that typically occur on Boxing Day include horse racing and ice hockey. Fox hunts are traditionally a part of Boxing Day activities. However, fox hunting with dogs was banned in the UK in 2004. Hunters still gather, dressed resplendently in red hunting coats to the sound of the hunting horn, but now follow artificially laid trails. Boxing Day is a holiday celebrated the day after Christmas Day. What is Boxing Day Test? Boxing Day Test is a red ball cricket match played on December 26, a day after Christmas. Traditionally, it is held at the Australia's iconic stadium Melbourne Cricket Ground, MCG, which is located Victoria State. The first Boxing Day Test was played at MCG during the 1974-75 Ashes series between Australia and England. In 1980, Melbourne Cricket Club and Cricket Australia secured the rights to begin a test match every year on Boxing Day, December 26, at the MCG. Since then, Australia hosts a cricketing nation for a test match on December 26. In 2020, Australia cricket team will host India at the Melbourne Cricket Ground for Boxing Day Test. Boxing Day is a holiday celebrated after Christmas Day, occurring on the second day of Christmastide, December 26. Boxing Day was once a day to donate gifts to those in need, but it has evolved to become a part of Christmas festivities, with many people choosing to shop for deals on Boxing Day. It originated in the United Kingdom and is celebrated in several Commonwealth nations. The attached bank holiday or public holiday may take place on 27 or December 28 if necessary to ensure it falls on a weekday. Boxing Day is also concurrent with the Christian festival St. Stephen's Day. In parts of Europe, such as several regions of Spain, the Czech Republic, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Netherlands, Italy, Poland, Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Belgium, Norway, and the Republic of Ireland, 26 December is St. Stephen's Day, which is considered the second day of Christmas. There are competing theories for the origins of the term, none of which are definitive. The European tradition of giving money and other gifts to those in need, or in service positions, has been dated to the Middle Ages, but the exact origin is unknown. It may refer to the alms box placed in the narthex of Christian churches to collect donations for the poor. The tradition may come from a custom in the late Roman and early Christian era, wherein alms boxes placed in churches were used to collect special offerings tied to the feast of Saint Stephen, which, in the Western Christian churches, falls on the same day as Boxing Day, the second day of Christmastide. On this day, it is customary in some localities for the alms boxes to be opened and distributed to the poor. The Oxford English Dictionary gives the earliest attestation from Britain in 1743, defining it as the day after Christmas Day, and saying traditionally on this day tradespeople, employees, etc., would receive presents or gratuities, a Christmas box, from their customers or employers. The term Christmas box dates back to the 17th century, and among other things meant a present or gratuity given at Christmas, in Great Britain, usually confined to gratuities given to those who are supposed to have a vague claim upon the donor for services rendered to him as one of the general public by whom they are employed and paid, or as a customer of their legal employer, the undefined theory being that as they have done offices for this person, for which he has not directly paid them, some direct acknowledgement is becoming at Christmas. In Britain, it was a custom for tradesmen to collect Christmas boxes of money or presents on the first weekday after Christmas as thanks for good service throughout the year. This is mentioned in Samuel Pepys' diary entry for 19 December 1663. This custom is linked to an older British tradition in which the servants of the wealthy were allowed the next day to visit their families, since they would have had to serve their masters on Christmas Day. The employers would give each servant a box to take home containing gifts, bonuses, and sometimes leftover food. Until the late 20th century, there continued to be a tradition among many in the UK to give a Christmas gift, usually cash, to vendors, although not on Boxing Day, as many would not work on that day. St. Stephen's Day, a religious holiday, also falls on December 26. In the United Kingdom, Boxing Day could not fall on Sunday, December 26. Instead, Boxing Day would be celebrated on Monday, December 27, with the preceding Sunday called Christmas Sunday. This rule was independent of the rule of bank holidays being taken in lieu. Over time, Sunday, December 26 increasingly became referred to as Boxing Day. Unlike the contemporary understanding of Boxing Day itself, the associated bank holiday or public holiday always falls on a weekday. When 25 December falls on a Saturday and 26 December falls on a Sunday, the Christmas Day substitute holiday is observed on Monday, December 27, with the Boxing Day substitute holiday observed on Tuesday, December 28. When Christmas Day is a Sunday, the Boxing Day holiday is still observed on Monday, December 26, with the substitute holiday for Christmas Day observed on Tuesday, December 27. The Banking and Financial Dealings Act 1971, which regulates UK bank holidays, does not officially name the December 26 bank holiday as Boxing Day, but states that it falls on December 26, if it be not a Sunday. In Australia, Boxing Day is a public holiday in all jurisdictions except the state of South Australia, where a public holiday known as Proclamation Day is celebrated on the first weekday after Christmas Day or the Christmas Day holiday. Both the Boxing Day Test cricket match held at the Melbourne Cricket Ground and the Sydney to Hobart yacht race begin on Boxing Day. In Canada, Boxing Day, French, le lendemain de Noël, is a statutory holiday in the province of Ontario and for federally regulated employees. It is a holiday in New Brunswick under the Days of Rest Act. In Hong Kong, despite the transfer of sovereignty from the UK to China in 1997, Boxing Day is a general holiday as the first weekday after Christmas. Starting in 2024, Boxing Day became a statutory holiday in the territory. In Ireland, when the entire island was part of the United Kingdom, the Bank Holidays Act 1871 established the feast day of St. Stephen as a non-movable public holiday on December 26. Following partition in 1920, Northern Ireland reverted to the British name, Boxing Day. In County Donegal, particularly in East Donegal and Inishowen, the day is also popularly known as Boxing Day. In New Zealand, Boxing Day is a statutory holiday. On these holidays, people who must work receive 1+1 times their salaries, and a day in lieu is provided to employees who work. In Nigeria, Boxing Day is a public holiday for working people and students. When it falls on a Saturday or Sunday, there is always a holiday on the following Monday. In Scotland, Boxing Day has been specified as an additional bank holiday since 1974, by royal proclamation under the Banking and Financial Dealings Act 1971. In Singapore, Boxing Day was a public holiday for working people and students. When it fell on a Saturday or Sunday, there was a holiday on the following Monday. However, Boxing Day is no longer a public holiday. In South Africa, December 26th is the Day of Goodwill, a public holiday. In Trinidad and Tobago, Boxing Day is a public holiday. In the UK outside Scotland, December 26th, unless it is a Sunday, has been a bank holiday since 1871. When 26 December falls on a Saturday, the associated public holiday is on the following Monday, December 28th. When 26 December falls on a Sunday, the public holiday is the following Tuesday, December 28th, with the substitute day for Christmas Day being observed on the Monday. The same practice is observed in Canada. In the British Overseas Territory of Bermuda, the costumed Gami dancers perform throughout the mid-Atlantic island on Boxing Day, a tradition believed to date back to the 18th century, when slaves were permitted to gather at Christmas. In Massachusetts, U.S., Governor William F. Weld declared in 1996 that every December 26th is Boxing Day, in response to the efforts of a coalition of British citizens to transport the English tradition to the United States, but not an employee holiday. The holiday is otherwise not widely celebrated in the United States. In the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Trinidad and Tobago, Boxing Day is primarily known as a shopping holiday. Boxing Day sales are common, and shops often allow dramatic price reductions. For many merchants, Boxing Day has become the day of the year with the greatest revenue. In the UK, it was estimated in 2009 that up to 12 million shoppers appeared at the sales, a rise of almost 20% compared to 2008, although this was also affected by the fact that the VAT was about to revert to 17.5% from January 1, following the temporary reduction to 15%. Many retailers open very early, typically 5 a.m. or even earlier, and offer doorbuster deals and loss leaders to draw people to their stores. It is not uncommon for long queues to form early in the morning of December 26, hours before the opening of shops holding the big sales, especially at big box consumer electronics retailers. Many stores have a limited quantity of big draw or deeply discounted items. Because of the shoulder-to-shoulder crowds, many choose to stay at home and avoid the hectic shopping experience. Local media often covers the event, mentioning how early the shoppers began queuing up and showing videos of shoppers queuing and later leaving with their purchased items. Many retailers have implemented practices aimed at managing large numbers of shoppers. They may limit entrances, restrict the number of patrons in a store at a time, provide tickets to people at the head of the queue to guarantee them a hot ticket item, or canvass queued-up shoppers to inform them of inventory limitations. In some areas of Canada, particularly in Atlantic Canada and parts of northern Ontario, most retailers are prohibited from opening on Boxing Day, either by provincial law or by municipal bylaw, or by informal agreement among major retailers, to provide a day of relaxation following Christmas Day. In these areas, sales otherwise scheduled for December 26 are moved to the 27th. The City Council of Greater Sudbury, Ontario, which was the largest city in Canada to maintain this restriction as of the early 2010s, formally repealed its store hours bylaw on December 9, 2014. While Boxing Day is December 26, many retailers run the sales for several days before or after December 26, often up to New Year's Eve, branding it as Boxing Week. Notably, in the recession of late 2008, a record number of retailers held early promotions because of the weak economy. In 2009, many retailers with both online and high street stores launched their online sales on Christmas Eve and their high street sales on Boxing Day. In terms of seasonal or holiday shopping traditions, Boxing Day sales have been compared to the U.S. phenomenon of Black Friday sales, Black Friday being the Friday following the American Thanksgiving holiday in late November. In the late 2000s, when the Canadian and United States dollars were near parity, many Canadian retailers began to hold Black Friday promotions in an effort to encourage shoppers from crossing the border to visit United States stores. This may have been a contributory factor, since 2013, in a relative decline of traditional Canadian Boxing Day sales, when compared to sales on Black Friday. The traditional Boxing Day sales in the United Kingdom were never as large an event as the Black Friday sales are in the United States. However, many British retailers began to see an opportunity to import the Black Friday tradition into the UK, not to replace Boxing Day sales, but as an addition to their overall seasonal promotions. However, Black Friday and Boxing Day are close enough together that spending on one sale was likely to affect spending on the other. Ultimately, the result was a marked decline in traditional Boxing Day sales in the UK. The change was initially facilitated, although not necessarily by design, by U.S.-owned retailers such as Amazon, and Asda, then a subsidiary of U.S.-based Walmart. This phenomenon was furthered by a general decline in traditional high street shopping and a growing online marketplace, which is more international by nature. This led, in 2015, to greater November retail sales in the UK than in December for the first time. In 2019, a retail analysis firm estimated that there was a 9.8% drop in British store traffic on Boxing Day in comparison to 2018, the largest year-over-year drop since 2010, citing several factors, such as the weather, the increased prominence of online shopping, uncertainties in the wake of the general election, and the growing prominence of Black Friday sales. Boxing Day sales are not a prominent tradition in the United States, although many retailers often begin after Christmas sales that day. It is typically the earliest starting day after Christmas for people to return unwanted gifts for exchanges or refunds and to redeem gift cards. In the United Kingdom, it is traditional for the home nation's major football leagues, including, most prominently, the Premier League, Scottish Premiership, and NIFL Premiership, to hold a full program of fixtures on Boxing Day. Originally, matches on Boxing Day were played against local rivals so that teams and their fans would not have to travel long distances to away games on the day after Christmas. The 2022 Premier League Boxing Day fixtures saw the return of domestic top-flight football for the 2022-23 Premier League season, following the 6-week break for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. In Italy, Boxing Day football was played for the first time in the 2018-19 Serie A season. The experiment was successful, with Italian stadiums 69% full on average, more than any other match day in December 2018. In rugby league, festive fixtures were a staple of the traditional winter season. Since the transition to a summer season in the 1990s, no formal fixtures are now arranged on Boxing Day, but some clubs, such as Wakefield Trinity, arrange a traditional local derby-friendly fixture instead. Since 1980, the Australian cricket team has traditionally opened one of the test matches of its summer season on Boxing Day at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. While several test matches had occasionally been held at the McGee around Boxing Day, it was not until 1980 that the concept was formalised by the Australian Cricket Board. The Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race is also traditionally held on Boxing Day. In horse racing, there is the King George VI Chase at Kempton Park Racecourse in Surrey, England. It is the second most prestigious chase in Britain, after the Cheltenham Gold Cup. In addition to the prestigious race at Kempton, in Britain, it is usually the day with the most racing meetings of the year, with 8 in 2016, in addition to 3 more in Ireland. In Barbados, the final day of horse racing is held on Boxing Day at the historic Garrison Savannah, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This tradition has been going on for decades in this former British colony. Boxing Day is one of the main days in the hunting calendar for hunts in the UK and US, with most hunts, both mounted foxhound or harrier packs and foot packs of beagles or bassets, holding meets, often in town or village centres. Several ice hockey contests are associated with the day. The IIHF World Junior Championship typically begins on December 26, while the Spengler Cup also begins on December 23 in Davos, Switzerland. The Spengler Cup competition includes HC Davos, Team Canada, and other top European hockey teams. The National Hockey League traditionally had close to a full slate of games. 10 were played in 2011, following the league-wide days off given for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. However, the 2013 collective bargaining agreement, which followed a lockout, extended the league mandate of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off to include Boxing Day, except when it falls on a Saturday, in which case the league can choose to make December 23 a league-wide off day instead for that year. In Sweden, the related sport of bandy is also associated with the day, with St. Stephen's Day bandy games having become an established tradition. In some African Commonwealth nations, particularly Ghana, Uganda, Malawi, Zambia, and Tanzania, professional boxing contests are held on Boxing Day. This practice has also been followed for decades in Guyana and Italy. In the UK it is common to eat leftovers from the previous day's Christmas dinner, with turkey often being used in a Boxing Day sandwich or curry. The 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami occurred on December 26 and thus has been referred to as the Boxing Day tsunami. Thank you for watching this video.